Hare Krishna. So Arjuna is acknowledging Krishna for all that Krishna has spoken very, very mercifully in chapter number 10. We have seen Shloka number 1, where Arjuna nicely acknowledged Krishna, saying, "You have removed all the illusion which I had previously." And now he's continuing to acknowledge Krishna even in Shloka number 2. So let's see that now. Bhavāpyayau hi bhūtānāṁ śrutau vistaraśo mayā tvattaḥ kamala-patrākṣa māhātmyam api cāvyayam. So here Arjuna, for the first time in the entire Bhagavad-gita, he is acknowledging Krishna, or he is addressing Krishna with a word, kamala-patrākṣa. So he is saying, "Oh lotus-eyed one." And then he is saying that śrutau vistaraśo mayā tvattaḥ. I have heard in detail, vistaraśo, I have heard in detail about what? About bhavāpyayau hi bhūtānāṁ, the appearance and disappearance of every living entity. And at the same time, O Krishna, I have heard from you, māhātmyam api cāvyayam. And also, after hearing this, I have realized your inexhaustible, avyayam, glories. So here it's a very nice shloka, where we see the sweetness and greatness of Krishna in the same shloka. So let's discuss about sweetness first, and then we'll come to greatness of Krishna. So here Arjuna is using the word kamala-patrākṣa. Now it's very nice to see in the entire Vedic scriptures that Krishna's eyes are called as lotus eyes only everywhere. This is called as consistency in our Vedic literature. Nowhere you will find any other flower which is compared to the lotus eyes of Krishna. So here eyes of Krishna are compared to the lotus petals. So here it is said kamala-patrākṣa, lotus-eyed one. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, Kunti Maharani is glorifying Krishna, and she says, "Namo pankajanaabhaya, namo pankajamaline, namo pankajanetraya, namaste pankajangre." So she's meditating on the different parts of the body of Krishna, and she says, "Namo pankajanaabhaya, I pay my repeated obeisances to the lotus navel of Krishna." And then she says, "Namo pankajamaline." Then she says that I'm meditating on the beauty, I pay my repeated obeisances. And she's helping us to meditate on the beautiful garland that Krishna is wearing, which is made up of only lotus flowers. And then she says, "Namo pankajanabhaya, namo pankajamaline, namo pankajanetraya." Oh Krishna, I pay my repeated obeisances to whom? To your beautiful lotus eyes. And then finally she says, "Namaste pankajangre." I pay my repeated obeisances to your lotus feet. So in this way, in Srimad Bhagavatam, many verses are there. One of the verses is this, where it very clearly says, Krishna's eyes are like lotus. Namo pankaja netraya. And then when we come to Vishnu Sahasranam, there also we have this very nice indication about Krishna's eyes. It says, "Lakshmi kantam kamalanayanam yogabhir dhyanagamyam." So here it is said, Lakshmi kantam kamalanayanam. How are the eyes of Krishna? The eyes of Krishna are kamalanayanam, are lotus eyes. And there is another very nice ashtakam, which is Nanda Nanda ashtakam. In that we have one stanza which very nicely describes Krishna's eyes and other features, which says, "Sudhirga netra pankajam shikishikanda murdhajam ananga koti mohanam namami nandanandanam." So here it is said, "Sudhirga netra pankajam." How is Krishna's eyes? How are Krishna's eyes? Krishna's eyes are very, very beautiful. Sudhirga netra pankajam. And they are lotus-like, lotus eyes. So in this way we see Arjuna is glorifying Krishna now not by his greatness, by seeing the sweetness, the beauty of Krishna's form, and especially the eyes. And it is also an understanding that if any one part of the body is glorified of the great personalities, it's actually referring to the entire body. So when he's saying, oh lotus-eyed one, it's understood that Krishna's eyes are beautiful, and at the same time we can understand that Krishna's entire body is very, very beautiful. Now after having said this, now Arjuna shifts to his normal talk, normal glorification, and he starts glorifying Krishna based on the greatness. So here it is said, Arjuna addresses Lord Krishna as lotus-eyed out of his joy. For Krishna has assured him in a previous chapter, Aham kritsnasya jagatah prabhavah pralayas tatha. So very nicely, here it is said that, especially this is in the previous chapter itself, where Aham kritsnasya jagatah prabhava pralayas tatha. I am the source of appearance and disappearance of this entire material manifestation. So here comes the greatness of the Lord, that how He is the one who creates everything, how He is the one who annihilates everything. And this we saw even in 7th chapter, if you remember, in 7th chapter, in Shloka number 7.6, where Krishna, this is one of the part, Krishnasya Jagatah, this is one of the part, and also he makes it very clear that how he is the creator and annihilator. And in the next verse, immediate next verse, 7.7, Matta parataram na anyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam proktam sutre mani ganaiva. So there Krishna says that I am like the thread, unseen thread in the necklace of pearls. So he is very clearly saying that I am the maintainer of this entire creation, which are like different pearls, and I am that unseen thread which is strung. So in this way, in 7.6 and 7.7, these two shlokas, Krishna makes it very clear that I am the source, I am the creator, I am the maintainer, and I am the annihilator of everything that exists in this material world. And then he continues, Arjuna has heard of this from the Lord in detail. Arjun further knows that in spite of his being the source of all appearances and disappearances, he is aloof from them. One of the videos we have discussed this elaborately, how Krishna is aloof, but at the same time, everything is in him. So this comes in 9th chapter, if I'm not wrong, Shloka number 4 and 5. So there, Krishna made it very clear. He said, Matsthani sarva bhūtāni, in one shloka. In immediate next shloka he says, Nachamat-sthani sarva bhūtāni. So he's saying that everything is within me, and at the same time he says that I'm aloof. So this we very clearly understood by understanding Krishna's energies. So energy and energetic, Shakti and Shaktiman, they are not different. But at the same time there is difference. So what does Krishna do to maintain this entire creation? He engages all his energies. So his entire creation is taken care by Krishna's energies. So by this we can understand that Krishna is aloof from this entire material world. But at the same time, Shakti and Shaktiman are not different. So everything in this world is there, is harboring, or is actually there, maintained by the energies of Krishna, which is not different than Krishna. So we can also say that everything is there on Krishna, or everything is maintained by Krishna himself. So in this way, Krishna is aloof, and at the same time, everything is in Krishna. And then here it is said finally, as the Lord has said in the 9th chapter, He is all-pervading, yet He is not personally present everywhere. That is the inconceivable opulence of Krishna, which Arjuna admits that he has thoroughly understood. For us, it might be a bit difficult to understand this, that how Krishna is aloof and at the same time everything exists in Krishna. But then Arjuna, by the mercy of Krishna, has understood this thoroughly. So this is the greatness of Krishna. So when we just understand sweetness of Krishna, we'll not be able to respect Krishna, we'll not have that awe and reverence towards Krishna, which is needed in the state of a conditioned being. When we are stuck in the cycle of birth and death, we have to have that awe and reverence more towards Krishna. So along with sweetness, we need to understand greatness. But then if we just understand greatness, what will happen? If we just understand greatness, then it's like, oh, Krishna is such a big person, I'm nowhere close to him, I'm nowhere in relation to him, and so on and so forth. So falling in love with Krishna is very difficult. So when we understand the sweetness and the greatness together, we can fall in love with Krishna with awe and reverence. So this will help us to progress very, very nicely, advance very, very nicely in Krishna consciousness. And all this sweetness, greatness of Krishna can be realized only when we are chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So when we beg and pray to Krishna, Krishna will reveal his sweetness, Krishna will reveal his greatness, Krishna will reveal about the entire spiritual world. And not just revelation, Krishna will take us back home, back to Godhead also. So we have to pray intensely to Krishna while chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Now let's see, in Shloka number 3, after glorifying Krishna nicely, now Arjuna is going to ask something. He glorified, now he is going to ask something. Please show me something, O Krishna. What is that something that Arjuna is asking? Let's see that in the next video. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna